It's okay to make mistakes. We'll work on it from week to week. And I think that the atmosphere that you create with your surroundings is really important. And the kids have to enjoy being where they are. They have to enjoy the coach. There has to be a mutual relationship. And if that's not there, the skater should get a new coach, because that's really important.
Well, some of the goals you can set for shooting outdoors is when it's windy and stuff, just make sure you stay strong. And if it's raining, make sure you stay strong and just stay focused and concentrated, and the wind shouldn't bother you, and the rain shouldn't bother you.
Be flexible. If the situation changes, change your goals accordingly.
The situation always changes, so you have to be able to change with it. You have to be able to adjust. Indianapolis was a controlled environment, controlled temperature, indoor pool. You know, you move to Barcelona and you are on a deck that at times reaches something like 105 degrees, and you have to be able to adjust from one to the other. If you can't adjust, if you can't adapt to the present situation, you're never going to be able to swim fast all the time.
I think coming off of an injury is a lot more, I get a lot more motivated. There was a time that I got so frustrated that I just, I wanted to just go crazy and train, but I couldn't because of my injury. And now that it's coming back, I want to train really hard, but I have to control myself and set daily goals, set maybe a 10-kilo increments every time I train, instead of just coming back in and doing 100% and probably re-injuring myself.
When I'm setting goals, I believe it's a very personal thing. My goals are my goals, and I like to keep them, pretty personal, because they can change throughout the season. If I have a great swim, then my goal get a little faster, my goal time or whatever.
Many athletes do not set goals on a regular basis. What stops athletes from setting goals when they know that this can help them be their best? Let's take a look at some of the common obstacles that stop athletes from setting goals. First, some athletes worry that setting a goal will put too much pressure on them, and they worry about failing.
I think the thing that makes it difficult for you to set goals is the pressure that other people put on you. Maybe not to set goals, but to follow through with your goals. That's what's hard, because people are looking at you, and you think you have to do the best. And, you just have to stick with those goals, and you'll be fine.
If you remember to set goals that focus on yourself rather than the result of competition, you will find that setting goals actually reduces the pressure on yourself, and you will have more fun at competition. A second obstacle is that some athletes worry that setting goals takes too much time.
I used to set, when I first started writing little cards, I was like, oh, this is a nuisance, but soon, it's like you get into the pattern of doing it, just like putting on your shoes or whatever, just a part of you. And it doesn't take too much time.
Yeah, I guess in order to keep track of your goals daily, it only takes about 5 or 10 minutes just to log it down. And, you want to keep your goals in sight, and your daily goals, it should be something that you write and keep it in your room where you can see it every day.
Well, I found goals really helpful, but I know one reason why I didn't start setting them at first was it's something more you have to do, and if you don't want to take the time to do it, even though it'll help you a lot, some people just, too lazy or whatever to take the time to set goals.
Setting goals actually saves you time because it makes you more efficient and you accomplish more in a shorter time period. A third roadblock in setting goals consistently is that it's not a habit. Athletes are not used to doing it.
When I'm at a tournament, sometimes I forget what goal I set for myself for the day. So what I have to do is go ahead and write it down, and I put it on little cards and stuff, and I carry it with me. Because if I don't carry it with me, I'll forget, and I'll start worrying about the scores and everybody else, and then I'll oh no, and then I'll start shooting bad. But once I start looking at what I wrote down, then I remember, and I'll start focusing again on what I'm supposed to be doing.
Our coach, Jarman, he always writes out our programs, and we have set number of repetitions, number of sets, and what weight. He gives us some papers, our weekly workouts, and we write down our attempts, the weight we take, and how we're feeling. If you know, I got an injury, if I'm feeling tired, I didn't sleep much, or it's like a journal. We keep track of it daily.
We have log books that we write down our scores for the day and how many arrows we shot and our goals and things we've said to ourselves throughout the practice and everything. And it's a good reminder of what you're working on and everything.
If goal setting is not a habit for you, write your goals down so you see them every day and are reminded what you're working on. Perhaps you can keep a logbook where you can keep track of your goals over time. So why not start setting goals? They're the way to help you be the best that you can be. Remember the 6 basic steps. Focus on what you can do, not on the outcome. Make your goals specific. Get feedback on how you're doing. Remember to set short-term goals as stepping stones toward your long-term goals. Keep your goals positive and stay flexible. Set goals to stay motivated in sport. You'll develop a habit that will help you throughout your life.
If you have a goal, that should keep you motivated to keep going. Every day isn't going to be a great day, perhaps. You're not going to have your best workout every day. But I think that as long as you keep a positive attitude and that you know that it's, you're there for fun and you want to be there, that's the way you should approach it.
A lot of times it's dedication. If the person isn't dedicated to their sport, they're not going to reach that expectation of themselves or of others or of the sport itself. So I think basically you need to set a goal and keep going for it until you reach that goal. And if you don't set goals, you're not going to progress in your sport.
It felt great to win a silver medal at the Olympic Games. I've been here at the Olympic Training Center for 7 years and really training for that moment the whole time. And I've been shooting for 20 years, so it's been a long process. And my family was in Barcelona, and a lot of my teammates were there, and it was just fantastic to be able to share that with all of them, too.
And you have to believe in yourself and know that, okay, I've done the right thing, I've done the right work, I've committed myself the best way. There's a rule that I have that an old basketball coach always told me. He said, when I was a basketball player, he said, after the end of the game, after you take a shower, go look at yourself in the mirror. And if you can look at yourself in the mirror, and you can know that you tried your best, that you gave everything you could give during the game, you gave 100%, and that even if you lost the game, you can walk out of that locker room with your head held high. So that's something I try to, that goes with me everywhere.